Hello, and welcome to Get In, We're Going Healing, a place where we talk about mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well-being to help you learn to let go of the things that are holding you back from being your best, your greatest, your most authentic you. My name is Tova, and I will be your guide. So today I thought what we'd do is a channeled reading. Now, I do these on my personal Facebook page every Thursday. I call it Thursday Night Tarot Time with Tova, and that is for the benefit of my friends and those that I keep on my friends list. And then I do share those to my group Facebook page, which is, of course, Get In, We're Going Healing. And in that style, I just allow to come through what needs to come through. This is how I do my personal readings as well. When you book a personal with me, that's how I read. I lay out all the decks. You can't even see them all. There's so many. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 decks out. And I just allow the messages to come through however they come through to whoever, and allow the information to naturally unfold. That's why I say that I am an intuitive tarot reader. I allow the cards, the messages to tell me through intuition where I need to go, which deck I need to choose, where the message is going to come from. So I think today the way I want to read is just to open up a channeled message. Whatever comes through is what comes through. Whoever that message is meant for will know that message is meant for them. Excuse me. Oh, allergies are kicking my butt lately. So that means this is a timeless tarot reading. So whenever you find this is when this channeled message is meant to come to you. That means whatever timeline you happen to be on right now, this is the timeline where this message was meant to find you so that you can move forward in some way. So without any further ado, oh, just as a reminder, if you would like to book a personal reading, this is the way that I do my personals. If you'd like to book a personal reading, that information is in the description box. Send me an email. We will schedule a day and time, and we'll get that done. Okay? And if you are in the Windsor and Tecumseh area, and that's in Ontario, Canada, if you're looking to book a personal reading where we are one-on-one in person, send me a message. I will schedule that for you. Okay? So without further ado, let's get into it. Angels, guides, ancestors, angels of Most High, those connected to all those who are watching this video, please help me get clear guided messages to share with them the messages they need to hear today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ashe. All right. So, angels, guides, ancestors, I would like a card to represent our collective right now. Those who are tuning into this video, I need a card to represent them, please. Where am I going to find that? All right. They have directed me to the Love Yourself deck by Louise. By the way, I put all my decks in the description. So all of the decks that I'm using, I put in the description box so you can find them if they are decks you would also like to own. All right. I need a card to represent our collective right now, please. Thank you. All right. So the card meant to represent the collective right now is I help create a world where it's safe for us to love each other. Love is the most powerful healing force there is. I give it and accept it without limitation. Oh, yes. Listen, I am feeling this message. I am feeling this message. This has been something that has been circulating around me for the last several days. I have absolutely noticed. I just mentioned this in a live reading I did last night on Thursday night or Friday night Tarot Time with Tova. It's a special read that I happened, and it was about love being the highest frequency. That when we embody the energy of unconditional love, that means love without condition, without limitation. That love, unconditional love, is the most powerful, highest frequency. And this card says exactly that. Love is the most powerful healing force there is. I give it and accept it without limitation. This is talking about unconditional love. Now, Where are we as a collective? I believe that we are at this point, beginning from this stage. I help create a world where it is safe for us to love each other. I believe many of us embody that, but do not yet embody unconditional love, love without limitation, because I believe many of us are still in a position of having love for ourselves that has limitations, that has conditions on it. We love ourselves in certain situations, but not in others. So I think right now, where we're at as a collective, we are trying to make the world a better place. We are trying to do our part to love our fellow man. But with the flip side of that, we might be in a position where we're still struggling to love ourselves. Okay, so that seems to be the direction that this reading is going. So let's continue to get messages. What else does our collective need to hear today? We're looking at learning unconditional love. We're looking at embodying things. Tell me more about this. Let's go with how. Tell me how we're meant to embody unconditional love. Tell me how, please. Okay, I've been drawn to this deck 3 times. So this is the choice. Oh, yes, I see there's healing. 4 and 4. When I cut the deck, we get the 4 of Swords, the 4 of Pentacles. Healing you've been keeping to yourself because you have been in a period of healing. But 4-4 is balance. So I believe that this time you've been spending to yourself, working on healing, I feel that this has been meant to help balance you. This has been meant to help you find your center. Okay, one more shuffle. Yeah, I've seen the 8 of Swords and the 9 of Swords. Okay, that somebody is learning that they're the ones keeping themselves stuck in their fears by telling themselves what they should worry about and like focusing a lot of attention on the things that they stress and worry about. Fixating on them, I'd even hazard to say, is what's keeping them stuck. It's keeping them from moving forward where they want to go, keeping them from getting to the place that they're trying to get to, this place of unconditional love. But their fears are what's keeping limitations. So let's find out some more, okay? What do we need to hear? Thank you. We have the Page of Swords upright and the Hermit in the reverse position. So yes, it's the same thing as the 4 of Swords, coming out of a period of healing. So Page of Swords with the Hermit coming out together is giving the message of having new ideas, because the Page of Swords we can see in this image, right? There's new ideas. Look at the ideas, look at the light bulbs, right? Reading a book, new ideas, crossing a difficult channel, passing from one place to another, right? So this is totally giving the idea that as a collective, we are thinking new thoughts. We are seeing things from a different perspective. We're having new ideas, new epiphanies. And those new epiphanies are what's helping us come out of our isolation, our loneliness. Okay, 2 of Swords is on the bottom of the deck, having a hard time making a decision, not knowing which way to go. Do I go this way or do I go that way? Confusion. Okay, let's clarify these to get a little bit further. And I was drawn to, nope, they sent me over here. This is the Mystic Tarot, or the Tarot of the Mystic. I'm not sure if it's Mystic Tarot or Tarot of the Mystic. I don't know. I've had it for a while. It was a gift from a friend, and I enjoy it. It got me through a lot of time period of healing where I needed more direction, and I used my cards daily to help me understand. I have journals filled with readings. All right, so let's clarify. Page of Swords in the upright position and the Hermit in reverse. Okay, so the clarification is the Knight of Cups in the reverse position. So holding back communication of emotions, wanting to make an offer of love, but not keeping that to yourself, even though that's something that you want to do. So I believe that for whoever this message is for, you're seeing where you were holding back love that you were supposed to be giving. Okay, tell me more about this holding back. Thank you. Okay, so the next clarification card is Nine of Swords in the reverse position. Okay, letting go of the doubts, the fears, the worries, the things that keep you up at night, the things that mess with your head, the things that just, when you're laying in bed at night and you can't sleep, and the things that are cycling through your head, the thoughts, the worries that are cycling through your head, that's the Nine of Swords. And in the reverse position, this person is beginning to let that go. Okay, they haven't made an offer of love. They're not communicating their love because they are still working on letting go of the things that they are afraid of, letting go of their doubts and fears and worries. Okay, tell me more, please. Okay, working through their subconscious, the moon in the midway position. Okay, so for whoever this person is that's thinking new thoughts and coming out of their time period of healing, there's the sun in reverse on the bottom of the deck. Unhappiness. They're looking at where the parts within them, their subconscious, is what led to their unhappiness. Okay, with the sun in reverse, that's darkness, that's shadow, right? And it's interesting that we have the sun and the moon. Okay, so that's also masculine and feminine energy. The sun is known to be the masculine energy. The moon is the feminine energy, the counterparts, right? And with the moon in the reverse position, the sun is also your conscious self, your aware self, right? So with the moon in the midway position, or like the midway, but like somewhat to the lower, what this is telling me is that the subconscious is becoming known. The things that were previously under the surface and unaware of, unacknowledged, these darknesses, these pains, these shadows, these are coming to the light. So for whoever that makes sense, when we're seeing these light bulbs, right? Coming to the light, lighting things up, seeing things clearly. So for whoever this message is for, they're beginning to see where their fears is what the things under the surface, their fears, is what kept them from making a declaration of love that they wanted to make. And by coming out of this time period of healing, this isolation, because the hermit is isolated, right? So when coming out of this time period of healing, in this isolation, it's allowing somebody to think new thoughts. As they're having a look at these things, they're seeing where did we see the 8? Yeah, the 8 was before we shuffled. The 8 of Swords. We've got the 2 of Swords. So where somebody has been keeping themselves trapped, where someone's been putting themselves in a position where, based on their thinking, they put themselves in hell. They made their own life difficult because they were stuck on unconscious patterns, unconscious thinking. To me, that really screams ego. And now, if you're not familiar with it, your ego is your sense of self, right? It's the identity that you create within your mind of who you are based on who you believe you are. The ego is there to protect you. It's there to keep you safe, but it's not the real you. So the ego, that's the subconscious, right? Keeps telling you what you should do to keep you safe. Oh, you should do it like this. Think of it like the angels and devils on the shoulder, right? That old concept. I don't think you see it much in media anymore, but it was pretty prevalent in a lot of programming in the past about the side that tells you to do good things and the side that tells you to do bad things. The ego will tell you to do things that is designed to protect you. But it's not good to live in the ego. The ego should be an advisor rather than the driver. So when we have these times where we're in the driver's seat, we're allowing the subconscious, the ego, to be in the driver's seat, it's going to make us focus on fears and worries, because the fears and worries are the things that the ego is concerned about. It's trying to meet its needs. It's trying to receive love and connection and affection and, things that would make it feel good. But they're not really things that would make it feel good. Like when I say really, those are things that have to come from within. If you are relying on those things from outside of you, when there is not enough of that, that affects how you feel about yourself. That affects your ego. That affects your subconscious. When you come to a place where you are able to emanate that need from within inside of you, meet that need for yourself, no one can take that away. No one can avoid that need from being met because you're not relying on someone else to offer that to you. You are already a steady stream constantly doing that for yourself. And as you learn to do that for yourself, you detach from the fears, the worries, the stresses that there will not be enough. And that allows you to step into a space where you can offer your love, your connection, your empathy, your understanding, your compassion to another person because you already hold that within yourself. And it just makes sense to offer that to someone else. I don't know why I was encouraged to channel that, but I did. So for whoever that message is for, I hope that reached you, okay? So let's get our next message. What else does our collective need to hear today? Thank you. 5 of Wands in the reverse position and Death. Yeah, this is definitely on the same vein. So the 5 of Wands is about competing, trying to get your needs met, okay? If we look at the image on the card, what we see are all these people, everybody's trying to get the flame, right? You see that nice and clear? Everybody's trying to get the flame, okay? Think of it like the brass ring. Everybody's trying, an old reference, I know, but if you're in my age bracket, you'll understand the reference of the brass ring. So everybody's trying to get the fire. Everybody's trying to reach that hot, that success, that, life. Fire changed everything for human beings. Fire changed everything. Without that, there would be a lot less of the things that we need. That was what allowed us to cook food and avoid parasites that would kill us. Fire, it allowed us to keep warm when the temperatures were cold. Fire is very valuable. And everybody here wants it. But they're fighting against each other to try to get it, right? This card is about competition, okay? In the reverse position, the competition, whoever this message is for, has realized that the competition is over. There is no more competing. This is changing. This particular thing with the Death and Rebirth card, this mindset, this need to compete is what's being transformed right now for you, my beautiful collective, okay? This need to compete with other people, which is beautiful. When you begin to realize that your path is your path is not like anyone else's path, okay? Your reason for being here is unique to you. It is unique to your individual soul, your purpose on this planet at this time, what you are supposed to be doing here, what you are supposed to be learning, your objectives, if you will, are unique to you and they are not relevant to other people. So trying to look at where other people are doing things and saying, oh, I have to be like them, but their objectives are different than your objectives. So if you're trying to follow their path, what's the point? You won't get to the end goal that is meant for you because you're following the wrong objectives. Your individual objectives are yours. How you do with them, what you do with them, if you choose to follow them at all, those are all unique to you. So there's no point in competing with other people and trying to one up, trying to be better. Everybody is doing their own secret missions that you have no idea what their mission is. Your better bet is to focus on your mission. Why are you here? What is your purpose? What are you supposed to be ticking off, checking off, accomplishing on this particular mission? So whatever it is, you are beginning to have a transformation in this. You're beginning to see that your path is yours and beginning to take your own direction. That's lovely. What else do we need to hear on that? Okay, 3 of Cups in the reverse position. So this is not easy. This is something that is really challenging. It feels like it's really hard. Okay, the 3 of Cups is about celebration. It's about, celebrating after a win, being with your people, being in connection. In the reverse position, this is telling me that this is hard. It doesn't feel like it's something to celebrate. This is challenging. And I understand that. Of course it is. All death and rebirth is challenging. Think about a birth. A baby goes from living inside the mother's womb and then through intense circumstances that it feels like it's dying, and then it's born. Both for the mother and for the baby, because for the mother going through the experience, labor is incredibly painful, and you are going through like the most painful, most challenging thing you've ever been through, and then all of a sudden it's over. All of it is over when it is the most painful, that ring of fire, when it is the most painful point, and then it's over. And then the hardest part is over. And then it's over altogether. Birth is a painful process. So is death. So it makes sense that as you're going through this mindset of learning to let go of competing, it makes sense that this would be hard for you. This would be painful for you. The star on the bottom of the deck says, this is hope. Here, this card depicts Pandora, and Pandora opening the box. And if we remember Pandora's box, what is left over, what is left over after all the things in the box come out is hope. That's the last gift left to humanity that didn't come out of the box, hope. So this card talks about staying hopeful. Okay, in the midst of this big transformation that's happening for you, in the midst of this realization where it's so hard and it's such a struggle, understand that you are going through birth pains, labor pains. You are going through the experience of the hardest part, the most uncomfortable part, but keep the faith. Okay, you will make it through. Babies don't just die on their way out. They eventually come out, right? They go through all this into the baby's experience. They're being shoved out of the only home they ever know. They're being squeezed through this space. They're being squeezed through another space where the whole time it's just squeeze, 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 right? To encourage it to come out. And then it has to force its way through this thing where they're like, I'll never make it. And then, boop. Now they're in this completely new place they've never even believed could be possible. A child in the womb would never believe that the world outside of the womb is possible. They would think that, oh my God, I'm dying. I'm dying. And just when they get to the point of dying, where they think that they're dying, boop, they're born. And now there's this whole new life where they're going to meet, their caregivers and, if they have any siblings, and they're going to start this whole new adventure that is life. But they don't know that when they're being birthed. And you don't know that while you're being birthed. So keep the faith, okay? Keep believing that the experience you're going through is a good experience, even though it's really hard right now. This is for your best good. You are about to be born into a world that you had no idea even existed. You had no idea was even an option, okay? All right, what else does our collective need to hear? Are we done with the tarot? Yes, they're sending me over to the Angel Oracle. Okay, what other messages do we have for our collective today? Okay. Some of you may be clairaudient. Connect with music and love and accept yourself are the two cards that came up there. So connect with music. That's how my guides talk to me. They send me messages through song lyrics. They send me messages, often song lyrics. Usually my way of hearing that, sometimes it's the radio. I'll just get in my car, I'll turn on my favorite stations, and then I listen to what random songs come on and what they might be trying to tell me. Sometimes the songs jog a memory because they're from a certain time in my life where I felt a certain way and I embodied a certain emotional presence. And the song just brings me back to being that version of myself. and embodying that, and that's what they wanted me to do. And sometimes it's that they want me to hear the lyrics and they want me to follow it, and it's a note of guidance. That's how they talk to me. During my time period of learning self-respect, self-confidence, self-worth, they literally sent me Respect by Aretha Franklin and Know Your Worth by Khaled. And those were two of the many songs that they sent me during that time period of, and they will still send it to me once in a while. I'll throw my Spotify liked list of like several hundred songs and hit it on shuffle and throw it on. And sometimes they'll still send it to me when I'm not embodying my worth, when I'm selling myself short, when I'm not standing up for myself and being respectful to myself. They will send me Know Your Worth. But they send me song lyrics. So you might be somebody who is clairaudient, who will also get the messages from your guides through music. So they are encouraging you to listen to more music, to connect with music, to get more messages. And of course, on the bottom of the deck is love and accept yourself. So of course, your angels, guides, ancestors, all of your spiritual team are reminding you that, just as we saw in the beginning, that love for each other, and we talked about love for self, they're reminding you to love yourself and accept yourself, to accept yourself where you are, for who you are. You could not be anyone other than who you are. You might be wearing masks to be like others, to be accepted by others. But the real you, underneath all of those masks, is the best version of you. Like, the masks they're all just, they're like all the pretending to be something else. When you start to take off the masks and be you, like the real you, the one that you were before you started diminishing aspects of yourself so you can be accepted. The you that likes to do things that might be considered a little strange by other people, but it makes you happy. The you that feels like life is so spectacular and amazing. The you were at one time in your life. That is still you underneath. So accepting where you are on your journey, accepting yourself for who you are, accepting the veneers is what I'm hearing, the veneers, the facades that you put on to be accepted by others. Accept all of that. You are you, and you have your own unique path, and that's fantastic and lovely, and you should be honored for being who you are and not feel like you have to be something different. My ear just cleared up. That's funny. Just in that moment, as I said that, my hearing cleared up. And now I can hear better. So maybe that was the message you needed to hear so that you can hear better. That you are meant to accept all parts of yourself. Even the ones that other people said weren't acceptable, those are parts of you. And that their lack of acceptance for that was not a you thing. That was a them thing. And they put that onto you. Okay, I'm being asked to pull this new deck that I got, the Enchanted Heart deck I just got from a friend of mine. And I am new to using this deck, but I've already fallen in love with it. So I'm being called to share an affirmation message with you. What do they need to hear? What do they need to hear? Yeah, you wanted to go. Anyone else? You. All right. So the first card that came was Summer House. Play and a fresh surge of creative energy will bring joy, supportive friends, and exciting prospects into your world. I embrace my opportunities for sacred play. Yes. Yes. I want to say this might even be the same card that came out in my most recent live video. I will have to see about if I can post that on YouTube. So this is about play. This is about enjoying life and remembering to play. Life is meant to be lived, people. It's not meant to be a list to just get through, a journey to just slog your way through. Life is meant to be enjoyed and lived. Play. Have fun with things. Do things that feel good, that feel fun. Allow yourself. And if other people judge, remember that's a judgment on them. That is something within them that says, I can't play. It's not acceptable. I can't be playful. It's just, it's not proper. And then because you're doing it, that gets them upset because they kind of want to. And when they see you doing it, they're like, oh, how dare that person have fun? I'm not having fun. Other people aren't having fun. They should not be allowed to have fun. That's where that judgment comes from. Don't allow their sourpuss to mess with your fun. That's a them problem. They could have fun if they chose to, okay? Have fun with life. Your next card is Gateway. Sometimes life knows you are ready before you do. It's time. Cross the threshold with courage and confidence. I am ready for my next adventure. That really comes across with the death card, the death and rebirth. You are at a gateway. You are at a, look at that. Look at that. Okay, that's crazy. Okay, the way I set them down, it's like these two connect like that. Do you see? That this is a gateway. This is a gateway that you are walking through. This is something you are about to step into. This is a life you are about to move into. You are up leveling. You are growing, okay? This is beautiful. So I hope that this message found whoever it was meant to find. I hope that you are understanding what this message is saying, finding more love for yourself, connecting with yourself. If this is something that you are challenged with and you are having a hard time with, please check out my podcast. It's called Get In, We're Going Healing. And you can find it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere you find your podcasts. Listen, I was also on this journey. That's what I had to learn to do. That's why they were sending me that message, the music songs. I was learning to love and accept myself. I was learning to find unconditional love for myself. And if I'm being honest, I still might have some conditions. I'm still working on it. It is a lesson. It is a process. It is progress. But I've been sharing my process and sharing my journey on my podcast as I've learned to do these things. So if you're struggling, maybe check out the podcast. See if there's some stuff in there. There might be some episodes that might be exactly the information that you need to figure out how to move forward. So some of them are very structured. Some of them are more free form. When I first started out, I was just testing it out. I was thrown into it out of nowhere. But I hope that if you check it out, there will be some information for you that will help you as you learn to find self-love, learn to find self-compassion, learn to love and accept yourself, and learn to find that beautiful unconditional love for yourself. If you are interested in a personal reading, as I said at the beginning, send me an email. That is in the description box. getinwe'regoinghealing@gmail.com. Okay. If this reading helped you and you feel like you'd like to give a tip or donation, that information is in the description box. And if you are interested in following me on Instagram or on Facebook, you can find me at Get In, We're Going Healing on both platforms. And I do share updated information. I do share inspirational information on both pages, depending on what medium you choose. And I hope that this gave you the insight you needed, and that my other social media will help you and give you what you need, okay? So until next time, fellow humans, keep letting go of the things that are holding you back from being your best, your greatest, your most authentic you. Love and light.